Now, in this video, we will going to discuss about the major components of PDM systems. Point number 1, electronic vaults or data repositories. PDM system uses an electronic vault as repository to store and control all the data related to the product. Some of the data is stored within the vault and some of it can be externally generated. In both cases, users need not know the physical location of data. Instead, they can use PDM to access the product information through password protection. So that means they can get the data as with the password protection. There are two types of data stored in the repository. They are, one is the product data and the other one is metadata. Product data, it is produced by various applications as CAD, CAE, etc. Example, 3D models, drawings, specifications and maintenance records. So that means the product data, when we want to create one model, so we will going to create the model. So that model will be stored as a 3D model, which is a part model.prt. Or suppose if it is a 2D drawing or the dimensional drawing, AutoCAD, we say the CAD drawing has been stored with the .dwg file with an extension. That is, the secondary name will going to be .dwg. So what is the advantage? So basically these are the identification for the data to be accessed. So similarly, the metadata, it is the data about data. Metadata stores information about data and documents related to the product, recording all changes, releases on specific levels and their circulation in the company, thereby allowing for easy data tracking and working with specific data. So what does it mean? When we are working in a company, suppose we wanted to, suppose we have released one particular drawing, say for example. So we have released the drawing on such and such a date, the date will going to be there. So after a certain period of time, maybe about a certain period of time, they will going to modify the data. So once they modify the data, then they will not going to issue the same drawing again. They will going to give a new number with a new release and with a new number and with a new data release, and also they will going to give the new date, so that you will going to know the updated information. So this is how they will going to track the data from one release to the next release. So this is the advantage. The main advantage is getting the tracking, it becomes very easy, and it is also easily accessible by each and every person, the person who is concerned with that particular project. Then in addition to data and document files, metadata is used for images, videos, spreadsheets and web pages. Metadata are usually saved in PDM system database, often called metadata registry or metadata registry or metadata repository. A few examples of metadata are the metadata of a CAD drawing files includes the following information. So what are the information you get? Drawing file number, title, date of creation, date of modification, date of approval, standards and scale adopted, file size, location on a computer network where the data was created, etc. So these are the information about the drawing files. So what is that? The moment when we see your drawing sheet, in the bottom right corner, we will going to see a one particular nameplate, wherein you might have observed in our when we are doing it in the machine drawing, when we have the part part drawings of a individual car, all the parts are included in one particular shape. They will going to get a nameplate, wherein in that nameplate they will be giving all these informations about the file creation, date of modification, date of approval and the standards and scale adopted. But of course, if it is a computer related, if it is computer in a CAD file, then going to give the file location where exactly that location of the file is there. Suppose for example it is in a D drive having a drawing file D semicolon backslash dwg backslash name of the file which will going to be given. So what is the advantage? Suppose if some other person wants to, or some other person related to that particular project want to access that particular file, then he can always refer to that path and then give that path so that he will be able to access that particular file. So therefore, thereby time for searching that particular data can be avoided. The text documents metadata may contain information about how long the document is, that is, when it has been created, who is the author of this, when the document was written, a short summary of the document. That means what this entire document consists of. It is just like one is the introductory part of that, so that we will going to get the particular abstract of the entire thing, whatever we have been seen in that particular document. Suppose if the document is used, what are all the information which is there in that particular document, they will going to give it in a small sentences. It is in a brief statement. So that is about the short summary. A digital image may include metadata that describes how large the picture is, the color depth, the image resolution, when the image is created, and other data. Metadata can be created manually or by automated information processing using computer. And manual creation tends to be more accurate, allowing the user to input any information they feel is relevant or needed to help describe the file. Next comes the user functions. A, the document management. A document management together with electronic data vault ensures that the data is correct and up to date, protected by simultaneous modification by several users and retrievable at any time. So that means the same data can be used simultaneously by other users. So whatever the updated information, those updated information will be retrievable at any time. The data stored in a particular file can be retrieved for any modifications by using a checkout function in the PDM system, and the user can store the modified file back into the database by using a check-in information. One is to access the data, you will going to use the checkout information, and to give it back to the database, it will be check-in information. During the course of data modification, the user can log the particular file so as to prevent any other users from modifying the same data. However, the data can be used for viewing in read-only memory. Suppose some of the documents or some of the data modifications are very, very crucial and which should not be changed by any other user except the user who is whole and sole responsible. So what he will going to do, he will going to lock that particular file so that they cannot modify the data, but they can view the data by use as a read-only mode. Then comes the process and workflow management. Process management defines and manages product configurations, part definitions, relationships between data and data versions. It also controls review and approval process of product data. So that means whatever the information which is the process and workflow management, how the process will going to take place and how the workflow will going to take place. All these things which will going to comes under this category, wherein it manages product configurations. What are the configurations of the product? And part definitions, that is what is the part and how that functions, all those things which will going to be highlighted here. Relationship between data and data versions. What are the different data you have on what versions it has been created, on all those things which will going to be there. It also controls review and approval process of product data. See, whenever we have the management, so they need to review the product and also the approval process. Once the review has been done, if the if the work is been satisfied, then they need the approval data has to be approved. So all these process will going to be takes place. Workflow management is used to control business workflow or processes. Then comes the product structure management. The point number C, product structure management. It facilitates the creation and management of product configurations, pod definitions, and pod relationship attributes, BOMs, and ability to associate product definition data or pods. So product configurations, pod definitions, and pod relationships attributes. That means between the two parts, what is the relationship you have? All those attributes will going to be stored, and then we have the bill of materials, which is BOMs, and ability to associate the product definition data. Next comes the classification management. A classification of parts according to their attributes provides tools for searching and retrieving standard parts and existing product data. The main use of the attributes usage is, suppose if you have in a project you will going to have thousands of parts. We need to access a particular part. In such cases, they need to define by using part attributes so that they can use it for searching those particular attributes, so that you will going to retrieve those data very easily. This is a more efficient than looking part from manuals and catalog. So because if we have 1,000 parts, to go by manuals and catalog, it becomes a very difficult, and it is more time consuming. So that is the reason why they go for part attribution, so that they will be able to retrieve the standard parts, so that they can be able to use it for further requirement. Then the project or program management. It provides work breakdown, structure and schedules, and resources assignment and control. Then they comes with the utility function. Under utility function, it supports the user functions and also simplifies the use of system for users. Then the various included utility functions are communication and notifications. Communication and function handles communication within PDM system and also provides interfaces to external email systems. So that means we need to have a proper communication between the departments and also with the external sources. So for such things, we need to have the email system. The automated online notifications of critical changes or events to all the concerned people help to keep informed about the status of the project. So that means online notifications. Suppose if you are on the critical parts or the critical changes or the important changes what you make, and that should go to the people concerned, so that they will be up to date information and they will be keep informed about the status of the project. Data transport. It provides tools for moving data between systems and to and from other products. And data translation. It provides access to tools that translate data between applications, that means PDM, CAD/CAM, etc., and formats for various display and output devices. So that means we can have the different types of output and display outputs and formats, which will going to be helpful. Then image services. It provides viewing capability for reviewing and markup capabilities that will enable wider audience than before to participate in project easily. Then E is the system administration. PDM system provides a system administrator tools to monitor, customize and manage the system effectively. These functions typically include access and change permissions, then authorizations, approval procedures, data backup and security, user interface layout, then adding new functionality, integrating third-party applications and the application integration. Then comes with the interfaces. It is the connection of data and information between different working systems. PDM applications need to share and exchange product data such as part numbers, version numbers, product costs, etc. with the other applications in the company. So what does it mean? So that means when we have the data which has to be given to some other department, like suppose if you have to go for the manufacturing sector, so then we go for the manufacturing system sector or the manufacturing department, where you should give the part number, then what is the version number, and then if you go for the planning, then they need to give the product cost. So all these informations required by the other departments also, so that they need to get the informations updated. So in such cases, they need to have this centralized system. And the user interface in PDM provides a standard but tailor-made connections for users in order to share and communicate with the data and information related to the product development. It supports user queries, menu-driven and forms-driven input, and report generation. The system interface in PDM interfaces for programs such as CAD and Enterprise ERP or Enterprise Resources Planning, and the workflow management system. It is a strategy for automating business workflow process by means of software system. That means you should have a software wherein you can have the automatic business workflow processes. The aim of workflow management is to streamline the components of various office systems by eliminating unnecessary tasks and the cost associated with the performance of those tasks and automating the remaining tasks in a process. Then the system administration functionality. It is used to set up and maintain the configuration of the system and to assign and modify access rights. So that means they can have the access rights for system administrator so that he can use it and he can be able to maintain the system and to assign and modify the access rights. It ensures that uptime, performance, resources, and security of the computers meet the needs of the people related to the product development. So these are all the main points which need to be considered. Thank you.